In this lecture, we shall go through current divider rule. Now, if I have two elements, R1 and R2, which are connected in parallel, is it possible for us to find the current flowing through R1 or the current flowing through R2? Now, the same thing for two inductors connected in parallel or two capacitors connected in parallel. Now, we have to remember that if elements are connected in parallel, the voltage across the elements would remain the same. So the voltage across R1 and R2 would be V, and similarly across L1, L2 and across C1 and C2. So let us see how we can find the current. Now let the total current be I, and this current I gets divided, and I1 flows through R1, and let the current I2 flow through the resistance R2. So we know that the equivalent resistance of two resistors connected in parallel, so R equivalent is R1 into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. Alright? So therefore what is I? I equals V by R. So it is V divided by R equivalent. So therefore I have I equals V divided by, so I have R1 plus R2 divided by R1 into R2. Alright, so this is I. So next we need to find I1. So what is I1? So we know that I1 is very simple, it is voltage. So the voltage across R1 is V, voltage across R2 is also V, so it is V by R1. And from this expression, let us calculate V. What is V? V is the total current I into R1 into R2 divided by the sum of the resistors. So let me substitute V here in this expression. So I have V equals I into R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2 into 1 by R1. So what can be cancelled? R1 gets cancelled, and this is equal to I. So how do we calculate I1? So the current flowing through the resistance R1 is the total current I into resistance of the other branch, which is R2, divided by the sum of the resistances R1 plus R2. So we need to remember that. Now similarly, what is I2? So I2 is V by R2, which is, so what is V? V is given by this expression, the total current into the equivalent resistance R1 into R2 divided by R1 plus R2 into 1 by R2. So R2 gets cancelled. So now what is I2? I2 is the total current I into the resistance of the other branch, that is R1 divided by the sum of resistances R1 plus R2. So this is very easy to remember. So what is the current flowing through R1? It is total current into resistance of the other branch divided by sum of resistors. Similarly, the current flowing through R2. So similarly, what is I2? The current flowing through R2, isn't it? So I2 is the total current I into the resistance of the other branch, which is R1, divided by the sum of the resistors R1 plus R2. So very simple. So now let us see what is I1 and I2 when two inductors are connected in parallel. So here again two inductors are connected in parallel. So therefore the voltage across L1 and L2 is V, and let this be I. So I have current I1 flowing through L1 and I2 flowing through L2. Alright, now what is the equivalent inductance? Now we know that the equivalent inductance, so these are two inductors connected in parallel, so it is L1 into L2 divided by L1 plus L2. And we know that the voltage V is nothing but L di by dt, isn't it? So it is nothing but L equivalent into di by dt. So this is the voltage. Now what is the current flowing through the inductor? I is 1 by L integral V dt. So the current flowing through the inductor is 1 by L integral V dt. So therefore, if I consider the equivalent inductance, it's going to be 1 by L equivalent integral V dt. Now we know that I is equal to I1 plus I2. So therefore, what is I1? So we have I1 is 1 by L1 integral V dt, and I2 equals 1 by L2 integral V dt. Now the current flowing is the same, isn't it? Right? So the current flowing is I, and that I gets divided into I1 plus I2. So I equals I1 plus I. So now from this expression, what is common? Integral V dt is common. So what is integral V dt? It is nothing but I into the equivalent inductance. What is equivalent inductance? L1 into L2 divided by L1 plus L2. Alright, so therefore here, so let me substitute integral V dt equal to I into L equivalent in these two expressions. So I1 equals 1 by L1, and what is integral V dt? It is the total current into equivalent resistance, equivalent inductance. So L1 and L2 can be cancelled. So what is I1? I1 is the total current into the value of the inductance in the other branch divided by the sum of inductors. So the expression is very similar to that of I1 in case of two resistors connected in parallel. And what is I2? I2 is equal to 1 by L2. What is integral V dt? It is I into L1 into L2 divided by L1 plus L2. So what can be cancelled? L2 can be cancelled here. So when I cancel L2, I have I2. The current flowing through L2 is the total current I into the inductance of the other branch, that is L1 divided by L1 plus L2. So the expressions are very similar to that of the two resistors connected in parallel. Okay, so the current flowing through L1 is total current into the inductance of the other branch divided by the sum of the inductors, and the current flowing through L2, that is I2, equals the total current into the inductance of the other branch L1 divided by the sum of the two inductances. So now let's see what happens here when two capacitors are connected in parallel. So again here these two capacitors are connected in parallel. So let's assume that this is current I, and I have I1 flowing through C1 and I2 flowing through the capacitor C2. Now what about the equivalent capacitance? So when I have two capacitors connected in parallel, the equivalent capacitance is nothing but the sum of the two capacitors C1 and C2. So C equivalent is C1 plus C2. Alright. Now what is the current? I is equal to C dV by dt. So when I talk about the equivalent capacitance, the total current I is nothing but C equivalent dV by dt. Now similarly, what is I1? I1 is C1 dV by dt. And what is I2? It is C2 dV by dt. So remember that since the two capacitors are connected in parallel, the voltage across these two capacitors remain the same, and that is equal to V. So I have voltage V appearing across C1, and the same voltage appears across C2. So therefore, here, what is dV by dt? So dV by dt is nothing but, in this expression, dV by dt is nothing but I divided by C equivalent, which is C1 plus C2. So let me substitute that here in this expression. So I1 equals C1 into, what is dV by dt? It is this, I divided by C1 plus C2. And what is I2? It is C2 into dV by dt is nothing but this, which is I divided by C1 plus C2. So what is the current flowing through C1? It is the total current into the capacitance of the same branch divided by the sum of capacitances. And what is I2? I2 is the total current I into the capacitance of the same branch divided by the sum of capacitances. Right? So this is much different when we talk about resistors and inductors, where in the case of resistors and inductors, it was the total current I into the resistance or the inductance of the other branch. But here in case of capacitors, it is the capacitance of the same branch. Okay, so that's the difference. Alright, so now we have seen how we can calculate the current by using current divider rule. Now what about voltage? Now if two elements are connected in series, that means if R1 and R2 are connected in series, if L1 and L2 are connected in series, or C1 and C2 are connected in series, if I need to find the voltage across one of the elements, how do I do that? So there we use voltage divider rule, which we shall see in the next video segment. Now to view all the other videos in network theory or electric circuits, click on the I icon or check out all the videos in the playlist network theory or circuits. And do not forget to like, share and subscribe and press the bell icon to get notifications of further uploads, and thanks for watching.